Hey, good morning everybody. Today we're going to be using Soap Commander Vision. I got this in the mail call yesterday. I'm actually really excited to use it. I've been trying to look for a soap that has a kind of a neutral, clean scent. And when I saw, I forget his first name, the Cybirds post a picture of it on his Instagram. He always uses really clean scents when he's usually using this soap. So I figured give it a shot, and yeah, it smells fantastic. A very, very clean scent. The fragrance notes are aqua amber and mint. The mint is really soft, so you're not going to get that overpowering kind of mint smell. So let's see how this goes. I'll be lathering with a 24 millimeter Leo Filo with a tuxedo knot. I really like the tuxedo knot because it just retains a little bit of water. It almost acts like a badger brush in that regard. It just helps me get better lathers. And when I shake it out, just kind of twist it a little bit and squeeze. I don't shake or squeeze all the water out. I found if I do that, then I don't get really good lathers. So a little bit of moisture in there and be good to go. So I'll lather this up. And with Soap Commander, I will lather longer to really, really load the brush. I found if I don't get a lot of coverage on my third pass, and I'll have to come back in and lather a little bit more. This looks a little bit different than the other one I have, and I'm assuming it's because of the essential oils, but I have Confidence as well, which is a really great scent that matches perfectly with like Clubman Panade and Penhaligon Sartorial, but it just looked different. Like I said, I think it's just the colors of the fragrance oil. I'm getting there, almost there. And so probably sound a little lethargic. I got food poisoning yesterday, so that was interesting. Yeah, it looks good. So feeling better now, but that was fun. So yeah, I got off of work early. I was going to go to the post office to mail off some things that somebody bought from a BST group. So I was lazy. I went to a fast food restaurant instead of making something at home. Ate that. Was gonna relax for about an hour and a half or so, and towards like the 2-hour mark, I started feeling just bad. Wet the face a little bit, and then my stomach started just burning, really, really burning. I didn't eat breakfast. I had eaten dinner like 6 o'clock the previous night. Yeah, and then it just progressively got worse, and it turned into a lot of nausea. And then, as it happens with food poisoning or even possibly neurovirus, my body started getting rid of stuff. But honestly, I'm the type of person that I'll do everything I can not to throw up. I just hate it. That's a lot of lather, okay. But after about 6 hours into it, I was just like, look, let's just get this over with. And as soon as I did, I felt a lot better. Even 6 hours later, like none of the food I'd eaten was like digested. Just, I don't know. But I was able to sleep last night. Didn't have to wake up at all. I don't have to be in today until 1:30, which is amazing. It worked out perfectly. So yeah, this morning I just ate some toast. If you've never heard of the Brat diet, if you ever have really, really bad stomach problems like vomiting, diarrhea, and stuff like that, if you eat regular foods, it's probably gonna make it worse. So Brat is bananas, rice, applesauce toast. So I just had some toast this morning for lunch. I'm gonna go grab a banana and some applesauce to kind of change it up a little bit. And then if I'm all good by dinner time, along with hydrating all day long, then I'll see what kind of normal food I can eat. I'm gonna be using the Colonial General. I prefer single edge razors. They're just fantastic. I see a lot of videos about timeless bronzes and Rexes and Fat Boys, and what I found is there's always something new. There's always going to be the bigger and better thing. You got to go with what works for you. And so far, Single edges just work a lot better for me. When I do double edge, especially around my chin area and this jawline area I'm hitting right now, it just doesn't get it as well. I still feel a lot of stubble even after 3 passes. Yeah, this lather is really yogurty, which I like. I like pasty lathers. I don't like very, cloudy, airy lather. I really like a nice, just pasty. The cream that I've been using a lot this month is Acqua di Parma. And I mean, the smell isn't that great, something to go out of your way to buy. The performance of that cream is really, really nice though. I really like it. It's super easy to lather. I'm going to let the water run a little bit so it heats back up a little, rinse my face off, and then lather up for pass 2. The same thing, when I rinse my face off, I don't rinse it all the way off 100%. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. Very shiny, very yogurty. I don't know. I will say this about Soap Commander. Their aftershave feel throughout the day is really, really nice. Yeah, this is looking good. Looking really good. And I always just layer on a little bit more on my jawline and my chin, just for that extra protection. Alright, that's nice and warm again. Alright, so across the grain. Across the grain, I found is my fastest and smoothest pass. With the grain pass, when I hit this area right there, on both sides of my chin, I always feel a lot of tugging. When I'm doing it across the grain, it feels fine. And that's one thing I have noticed about single edge razors. Double edge, you'll just kind of plow through it. Single edge, if you have really, really thick or coarse hair on that very first pass, you'll definitely feel it. And it's a good indicator of also when to change the blade, because the blade will start either skipping around or tugging. I'm on shave number 3 with this blade. I use, the only single edge blade I can use are the Feather Pro Guards. I've tried a whole bunch of others and just get a lot of irritation. Yeah, so after this, I'll go to the post office, mail that stuff off, go get a haircut, and it should be a pretty easy day at work. I'm in class for the next month, and today is in processing day, which is always super easy. It's like syllabus day at college. That feels really nice. I got my little dog right behind me on my heels, Lily. She's protecting. I have 2 dogs and they're both fantastic. Just really, really good dogs. Lily's kind of an asshole, but she's a sweet girl. Very sweet girl. And then I have a pit bull who is probably the best dog I've ever had. She is so good. But she's fat. Yeah. Lather is still looking pretty good. Getting that nice pastiness that I like. I really like that. Okay. Yeah, for a while this month I was considering picking up a Badger brush. And I'm looking at Kent's and Simpson's and Heinrich Feder's and True Fit and Hills and Art of Shaving and Parker and all these Badger companies, and I just can't justify spending $100+ on a brush. I've done it before. Buyer's remorse usually kicks in, especially when, you know, I have some nice synthetic brushes that I got custom made for significantly cheaper. I have to blade buff these areas. The hair just kind of grows in every single direction. And honestly, they work just fine. I think if you believe that you're going to get a life-changing lather experience based on the type of brush that you use, you're going to be disappointed. And I've read plenty of forums where it seems like when they're reviewing their brush, they're trying to convince themselves in their review that their purchase and their decision was worth it. So it goes from being a review to I am typing to myself to reduce the amount of buyer's remorse that I have. So, I mean, when I retire, maybe I'll get a really nice custom-made Badger brush, but I'm good right now. Plus, synthetic is just really, really handy. You don't have to soak it, and a lot of times in the morning, I just don't have time to do that. It's a lot easier to clean. Dry a lot faster. And I've had these. Sorry, I'm trying to really clean up the area. I've had these two. You going? These two synthetic Leo Frilo ones for a while now, and I'll look at them every once in a while to see if they need to be cleaned. They don't. No issues. No buildup. I'll even get bored, and sometimes I'll just get it wet and try to lather to see if there is any residual soap in there. There's not. Very low maintenance. You get the job done. Whereas my Badgers, I had to be very careful with. If I was too rough on them, or I lathered one way and not the other, I would lose hair. I had to clean them like once every 2 to 3 weeks to get this buildup that just started to stink. Don't get me wrong, Badgers, some of them are very, very beautiful. Some people, when it comes to synthetics, and I think I'm on the verge with the one I'm using today, they just get these ridiculous looking handles. Like, I really don't need a disco party on my shaving brush. I like classic type shaving brushes. Gotta be really careful on my neck. Very light pressure on my neck. Yeah, the one I've been using the most is this one. I really like this handle. And I don't know if you can kind of see it has little inlays in it, some faux ivory. I really like this brush. Occasionally I'll get, you know, the desire to match a brush to the shaving soap container for the aftershave or something like that. So hence today, yeah, blue and blue. Why not? There comes I guess, one thing I don't necessarily like about some of the shaving community is everybody reverts back to the your mileage may vary reasoning for everything. And at some point, that doesn't hold true. So when you have a $500 brush that lathers, and then I have a $10 brush that lathers, the mileage really isn't varying that much. Oh well, you know, this brush, you know, comes from handmade Alaskan silver tip Manchurians built by a long forgotten tribe of Bering Strait Russians. Like, okay, that's fantastic. And once again, you can try to justify it any way you want to, but at the end of the day, you're out $500, and then looking at it every single day, wondering whether or not to put it up on BST because you regret buying it. And I got a $10 brush that does the same exact thing. Justify it however you want to. At the end of the day, sometimes it just doesn't work. Justify it any way you want. And some of that translates to razors. Razors are a little bit different because the material you build the razor out of and the angle that it is machined of actually matters. When you're taking a bunch of badger hair or synthetic knot hair or whatever you're using and you're putting it in a brush, it doesn't matter all that much. Well, the loft is 21 millimeters instead of 22. Okay? Whatever you want to do to justify it, that's fine. That's why a lot of the people you watch in shaving videos, that they're able to, you know, try a bunch of different things when it comes to software, because they don't go spending thousands of dollars on hardware. And then some of them will get a really nice piece of hardware, and then they'll never use it. They revert back to what works for them. If you have the disposable income, cool. But there's a lot of people who don't. And you'll see that on the BST groups. I need you to send this to this P.O. box so my wife doesn't find out. Come on, man, you're like cheating on your wife with shaving gear. I need you to put it under a different name. Like, or can you lower the price because, you know, this is all I have? Like, well, maybe you shouldn't be spending it on shaving gear. I mean, for being truthful, let's be truthful. This pairs really nicely with some Aventus scent. This is Fine Platinum. I really like this one. I like the menthol on it. It feels really, really good. Usually I'll do alum. You saw the alum. I gotta say, this is by far my favorite purchase this year. And I know it's almost only March, but I think I paid like $9 from this from Shave Nation. It's fantastic. And some of the alums, you gotta be careful because they will cause some irritation, especially if you accidentally get the deodorant one, but zero irritation with that. It's good. And then I'll use the Executive Man balm, which is the Aventus type scent from Sterling. You only need very little, and it goes a long, long way. You got to be careful sometimes with the strength of some of these aftershaves. So like the Fine has a very strong Aventus smell. And when you use the balm, if I use the balm at night just as a facial moisturizer, I don't smell the emulsifying wax or I don't smell any of the other ingredients. I just smell the fragrance. But when you use a really, really strong aftershave, you put on a balm, you can definitely smell some of the other ingredients in there instead of the fragrance. But, it's fine. It is what it is. Okay, so all in all, this Soap Commander Vision is really, really nice. Very light scent. I really like it. Performed fantastic. No issues whatsoever. Colonial General is my definitely go-to single edge. We use the Leo Freelo 24mm tuxedo knot. And for an aftershave, we use alum, Fine Platinum and Sterling Executive Man. Then once I'm done here, I'm going to go throw on some Creed Aventus, which I only have about 25% left because it's really good. And then we'll get on with our day. Hopefully I'll be able to eat something by tonight. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Be cognizant of the things that you're actually going to spend your money on. Be responsible. And even when it comes to this hobby, be frugal, as it can catch up really quickly and then buyer's remorse completely takes over. And this is me speaking from experience as well, especially when I first started wet shaving 5 years ago. So take your time. If you really want something, pull it up, put it in your cart, and then put down the iPad and the phone, walk away for a while. Or wait until the next morning. And the next morning, if you really, really want it, then pick it back up and go ahead and grab it. But don't be wanton with the purchases that you make. It's not worth it. Once again, have a great day, you guys. Hope you have a smooth week into March. And we're already 2 months in. All right, take care.